Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play. This time around, it is Tom and Jerry Frantic Antics for the Sega Genesis and Mega Drive. As you can tell by the title screen, this is based on Tom and Jerry the movie, not the 2021 film that came out long after this. Oh no. This is based on the 1993 animated movie that was called Tom and Jerry the Movie. And, hoo boy, that movie did not do very well. As a matter of fact, when there were video games released for the movie that were based on the movie, the first two to come out were for the Master System in Europe, as well as the Game Gear. Pretty much everywhere else. And that one, I believe, was called Tom and Jerry the Movie, yet the 8-bit version wasn't even based on the movie. I believe that was based more on the cartoons. Then the Game Boy game and the Sega Genesis and Mega Drive game were about to come out. But by that time, the movie had already come out, and it flopped. So because of that, in order to get more people to buy the Game Boy and Genesis / Mega Drive versions, they changed the title on those to Tom and Jerry Frantic Antics. I mean, the movie flopped. It did not review very well at all. And yikes. Even though the movie made back its budget just barely, it is considered a box office bomb. And I've been talking about the movie for long enough. So you could already tell this is a side-scrolling game where you play as Tom or Jerry. And if you play two-player mode, you'll play both of them simultaneously. Player 1 is Tom and player 2 is Jerry. But if you play one-player mode, you'll play as Tom in some stages and Jerry in others. I'm going to be playing as... well, I'll be playing the one-player mode. And the first episode, or first level, is the street. Get back home, but watch out for Spike. And I might as well go ahead and mention the controls here. Left and right lets you move left and right. Down lets you duck. And A lets you run. B lets you jump. And C lets you throw objects. You'll only be able to throw certain objects that you pick up in certain stages, and those things will be in short supply. And here's the thing. You may think you can jump on the enemies. Nope. You have to roll into them. Which feels about as shoehorned in as Tom and Jerry having voices or the musical numbers in the film. If you just jump on an enemy, you get hurt. You cannot Mario enemies. So you have to hold down while you're moving, especially if you're running, to attack enemies. You have to roll into enemies to defeat them. Anyway, we also have a heads-up display at the bottom of the screen. You have the current amount of collectible items. If you collect 100 of those, I believe you will get an extra life. You have the current amount of time and a yellow bar that serves as your current amount of health. If you pick up collectible items, in which case it's the fish for Tom, you'll refill a little bit of energy when you collect a few of them at a time. But if you collect the big collectible, which will be a big fish in Tom's case, you'll refill all your health. And if you lose all of your health, you will lose a life. And the lives are indicated by the hearts to the right. With that said, let's keep on going on. And yeah, you definitely don't want to run into anybody. You want to make sure you roll into people to defeat them. You want to make sure you don't get shot. You want to make sure you don't fall in the pits. I picked up a football by pressing C. I'll be able to throw them at enemies, but you only have so many. Watch out for the fire hydrants. They will squirt water at you if you are near them for long enough. And also, you have a timer, and you want to make sure you don't waste time while going through these stages, because that could be very bad. And I'm going to slow down here and stop running, so that way I can grab this. You want to watch out for the guys on the bikes, the guys with the guns who will obviously shoot at you. The grandmothers will shoot their false teeth at you, if they are allowed to do so. So don't let them do it. And yeah, you gotta have momentum in order to hit enemies in this game, which is really, really annoying. And, well, it was a good thing I landed there, because I would have fallen into a pit and lost a life instantly otherwise. And you just really... Well, I guess you're not coming back. Or you're just going to be right here. As you do. I do want to get over here, though. There's the health that I'm desperately needing. And you're just going to shoot your gun. And I just got a little bit of health back, as you can see, just from collecting that. And I have 12 footballs, and I have not used any of them. By the way, if you stand on a slope surface, you will slide off of it automatically. So you'll definitely want to keep that in mind. Really? And yeah, that's the water coming out of those things, which I just do not like. Or you can just throw a wheel at me, whatever you like. I really thought that would defeat him, but sadly it didn't. And you want to avoid the dog. When you see the dog, you want to jump over him. Otherwise, he can take a big chunk out of your health. And for getting through the streets, you can now get back to your house, which we're going to play right now. Living room. Find Jerry before the house falls down. So, as you're going to see here, there's a construction crane, or more precisely a wrecking ball over there. And the house is going to be destroyed. So, in the movie, Tom Owners moves to a new house, but he is distracted by chasing Jerry and is left behind by the moving van. He's attacked by the bulldog, who we avoided in the first level of the game. And then the next morning, the house is demolished. Why? No idea, other than because they could do that with the movie and with the budget that they had for it. It had $3.5 million behind it. So hey, let's just destroy a house and put Dom and Jerry in peril. And we're going to be in this peril as soon as we come out of here. And you want to be very careful as you go through here, because you have birds flying around. Wrecking balls that will instantly kill you if you run into them in any way whatsoever. At least the falling things don't hurt you, but some falling things will, such as the bowling balls and the chandeliers and the pots. You want to watch out for those. Thankfully, you can roll into anything that is falling from the ceiling. I thought I could get away with doing that. I could not. The TVs explode when you get near them. Be ready to stay away from the TVs. I forgot about the chandelier. And now, I need to run through here. There we go. Better. Let's go ahead and make our way up. And try not to get hurt as we do any of this. Which can be a little frustrating, but it's doable. And there's a vacuum cleaner. You want to make sure you run into that. So if you fall into this wall and hold left, we can get the heart that we saw earlier. I want to make sure I grab that because I need the extra life. And watch out with the cages because the birds will come out of them. Thankfully, all the birds do is just fly back and forth, and that's it. But they can be a pain if you're not ready for them. And I wasn't ready for that. Good job, me. And that fell down. Yeah, some of these shelves will fall down. Thankfully, there was health there. I needed the health. If you jump on the banisters, you can slide down them, which is really nice, but as you can see, sometimes that will get you into trouble, so you want to be very careful. I don't know how I managed to avoid that, but I did. Yep! Yeah, if that hits you, that's instant death. Don't let that happen. And that shelf that I jumped off from, that will fall. So you'll want to be very careful. Ah! And that's what happens when you die in this game. No checkpoints! I don't like that. Not one bit. So, yeah, you really don't want to die in this game. You don't want to die by time over. You don't want to die by falling into a pit or taking too much damage. You just don't want to die. Because it's really bad. You don't have any checkpoints. Which is why this little area, this little... I wouldn't exactly say this area, but... this game can be a little more challenging than some. Not exactly recommended for young children, this. And that's where you can leap into the wall from. In case you need to do so. Now let's... Ow. Let's avoid this. Apparently it's every 2 collectibles that gives you a slight health boost. I'll need to keep that in mind. Ow. And I'm beginning to wonder what I'm doing to get more and more lives. That was worth it. Just to get that. I'm okay with that. And I don't know how I avoided getting hit by the vacuum cleaner there, but I did. What happens if I go over here? Besides death, I should be more careful next time. I am deserving everything that is happening to me. So yeah, this game. You can really mess up and cost yourself a lot of progress if you're not careful. At least I'm figuring things out, but still. I don't want to go over there. Tempting, but no. I'm just going to keep taking the paths that I'm used to taking, because they will do me a lot of good. Ow. Really not much else to say about things regarding this game. I pretty much showed everything that you need to know about this level. So all I'm worried about now is just trying to survive all this. That's pretty much all I'm worried about, really. And I fell down. Well, that's no surprise. Almost fell right into the bowling ball, too. That was talented. I ran into that. That was also talented. I forgot there were vases here. Also super talented. You can tell that I'm just annoyed with this at this point. At least I managed to make a nice jump right there. And that was totally worth it. Just for that. Alright, let's avoid the bowling ball. Nice to see that Tom has that nifty little animation, in case you're too close to an edge. So we have that going for us, which is nice. Alright, now let's try not to die. Oh, good grief. What am I doing at this point? I've driven myself up the wall trying to get through this level. Like, I can imagine this being hard if you're either a young kid with a Genesis trying to play this game at the time of its release, or if you're not used to the game's mechanics. And it took me a while to get used to how the game was. You have to remember, everything in this game pretty much wants you dead. Chandeliers, fire hydrants, bowling balls, TVs, birds, vacuum cleaners. Yes, vacuum cleaners. Even though that's already been established. I don't even know why I'm checking to see what's down here. And That just took us in a circle, didn't it? Oof. Well, we can keep going. And I keep forgetting that chandelier is there. It's annoying, really. And this is what playing the game really feels like. You just gotta get used to all the trial and error and everything. That's just really the way of this game, to be honest. And I can't believe I did that. That was impressive. Alright. Time to get over here. And roll into a bird. I'm not dealing with that. That is not happening. About to say, are you going to jump into that anytime soon? Wow. I almost died. I mean, if you were paying attention, you would have noticed that I would have had no health if I had not grabbed that big fish. That's impressive. And now I'm playing less impressively now because I'm talking and doing this at the same time. Just cursing my wanting to play this game. I mean, I kind of had it picked at random a little bit. So, oh, it came back. Well, that's impressive. Okay, that leads to nothing. Okay, that didn't do anything for me. I thought maybe there'd be a... Okay. And that's the hardest part of this whole level. In all honesty. Okay, there's nothing to the left there. I don't even know why. I thought maybe there was. Wishful thinking on my part. I mean, sometimes you just want to go to the left and make sure that there's actually something there that you didn't know about. Thank you, Ice Age Alley from Donkey Kong Country, for ruining my life in that regard. And sometimes you can take damage from stuff in weird ways. Like, just being in inside the hitbox of the chandelier will do more damage than you would expect it to. And I know there's going to be a bowling ball over here, so let's watch out for that. Did I jump into the right wall? Okay, I did. Making sure. And yeah, just get used to just doing stuff over and over. Playing with no checkpoints. Playing with fire. Playing with a rather difficult learning curve. I mean, you think it's this hard now. Just wait till you get on later in the game. This game gets pretty hard around halfway through. I mean, it definitely has the potential to be that way. I'm not going in that direction. I'm gonna take the upper path here and get more things. You explode. And you fall. And apparently even rolling into the chandeliers will cause you to take damage. At least you aren't stunned horrifically. But even then, you still take damage, which I find rather annoying. And I'm hoping that maybe I can find, youch, more you know, things that I wouldn't have known about had I not jumped into certain walls earlier. But, well, that's the way the cookie crumbles, I suppose. I'm surprised I'm not super frustrated at this point. Ow! Well, I better get that health. Also, I now have 6 lives as opposed to just 5. Well, now I have just 5. Where is that extra life that I don't know that I'm collecting is coming from? I just know that I'm getting it every so often. I mean, I'm not angry or anything. I do like getting that bonus life. I just wish I knew where it came from. Maybe it's actually counting how much I'm collecting from past lives. Probably a weird explanation, but, well, at least it'd explain it. It was right there. I jumped, or rather fell, right into where the thing spawned. Alright, let's make sure we don't roll into that because we don't want to take damage. That would be bad. Alright. Let's jump in here again. Let's make sure we get the extra life. That really didn't work as well as I would have planned it to. Let's grab the fish. And we managed to outrace the bird there. So we don't have to worry about the bird. Not very much, anyway. And there's the health. And that was right underneath. That's really weird. You can't destroy the bowling ball. Very weird. Thought maybe you could, and I just didn't know just because I never tried it. But, yeah, you can't actually destroy those. And oh no. Okay. Well, that worked rather well. So you had to leap. Dang it. You had to leap to the chandelier, and then you had to leap back. Apparently going over there does not trigger the chandelier and the wrecking ball at the same time. Really figuring this out as I go. Also, this is going way too long for what I am trying to do. I just wanted to do 2 levels. But as you can see, trying to do this, well, it can be a pain in the butt. Welcome to trying to play this game well and being forced to play the same level over and over again in order to do so. I can tell you this is not my idea of fun right away. I can't believe I rolled into that. Okay. We got this going on. Again. Let's see if we can do this. Wait a minute, sometimes it's giving me 2? And that's what's going on here? I mean, I'm not complaining or anything. Can you stop falling into pots there, Tom? I have to say, I'm not complaining, but at the same time, I still find this rather weird. Well, I'm not really gonna complain about the game throwing me a bone. Not all that much. Oh, it's a good thing I avoided that. Can you get off the banister there, Tom? Thank you. Yeah, and I should really mention that I'm not exactly a fan of the instant death wrecking balls. Just because they are instant death wrecking balls. I mean, the last thing I want to run into is an instant death wrecking ball. And that just led to nothing, so I had to go over here. Okay. Ow. I forgot to mention what the cookies do. If you get enough parts of a cookie, I believe you can get an extra life that way. Or a continue. I think it may be continue. And I went too far and I still triggered the wrecking ball either way. Great. Yeah, you can tell I'm beginning to just not enjoy this. I've been playing for over 30 minutes now. And you can tell how irritating playing this game is. The game really could have used checkpoints. I mean, if you're gonna market a game towards young children, give it checkpoints, please. I mean, that way at least the game will be a little more accessible towards the people who you want buying your game. And apparently I picked up 2 fish just by picking up that one. So sometimes the game throws you a bone, and sometimes when you think you picked up 1, you picked up 2. At least the game just wants to believe you picked up 2. I have no idea what the game is acting like this at all. I just know that it does. And, well, I managed to fall down here, so I might as well grab what I can. Just to make everything better. Let's go ahead and grab that. I should have just moved a little bit to the right there to avoid that happening, but nope. I didn't want to do that. And the game made me pay for it. As it should. And there's a game being slightly generous again. Not sure why. I just wish you didn't lose all of your cookie pieces when you lost a life. That would have been nice. And you know what? Forget it. I'm just taking damage on purpose right there, so I don't have to deal with that ever again. And apparently one should know that things will come back. I will be careful there. And I was at the end that whole time. I got hit by that one wrecking ball near the end once, maybe twice. And that's all it took to keep me from Jerry. Thanks, Tom. We better stick together from now on. And press start. The alley. It's a tough world out there. You've got to stick with your friends. And this time, from this point, you'll be playing as Jerry for a couple of levels. And even though Jerry's a little smaller, he still plays pretty much like Tom. You're just collecting cheese instead of fish, and you're just playing as a mouse instead of a cat. Man, that took so long. I don't know why it did, but, well, that's what I get for playing this game. I mean, I like what the license that this game is based on, but it can be hard. And the fact that there are no checkpoints, as you can see, really does not help this game very much. But we made it through 2 levels, and, well, 2 levels per video is what I wanted to do, and that's what I did. So we managed to make it back to the house, and we managed to rescue Jerry before it got destroyed. And now we are out in the streets. What is going to happen next? Join me next time where we play through the next 2 levels of the game, and we find out. Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!